2 minutes till broadcast. One minute till broadcast. Thirty seconds till broadcast. Five, 4, 3, 2, 1. Begin transmission.
Fighting for freedom every day.
Let me tell you, the response to the show has been absolutely amazing. People can't believe that a young conservative millennial continues to fight for constitutional principles, traditional values, and talks about issues that some are even afraid to talk about. But we do it because we understand the importance of this. And now we're seeing it absolutely blow up all across the nation.
This is the Voice of Reason with Andy Hooser.
Hey, welcome into the show. You know that excitement you get right before a sporting event? That hype, that anticipation. You watch a UFC fight and you see the promo videos of both fighters and all their glorious moments, getting you excited for the buildup of the fight as they about get introduced into the ring, and you're going crazy, having a few drinks, having a good time. That's the kind of feeling everybody should be having tonight for the presidential debate. I'm just throwing it out there. This is our sporting event. Welcome into the Voice of Reason, broadcasting live out of the heart of the nation here in Wichita, Kansas, on the flagship, all over the country on radio, TV, live streaming, podcasting. Doesn't matter where you're at. Thanks for hanging out with us today. We have so much to get to. It's going to be a crazy show as we are getting set for the first of 3 presidential debates and a vice presidential debate. That'll be the next one next week. But we have the first of 3 presidential debates coming up tonight, and I'm excited. I am ready to go. Now, there are rumors that Joe Biden had requested a break every 30 minutes in the debate. Not sure why. It's a 90-minute debate, which means you would be taking 3 different breaks throughout a 90-minute debate. If you can't stand there for 90 minutes and do a debate full on without stopping and taking a break, you probably couldn't handle the duties of being president of the United States of America. Now, I don't know whether that's confirmed or not. It was a tweet floating around out there that he had requested and that Donald Trump had denied. At the same time, Donald Trump requested a drug test. This is reminding me more of either a UFC fight or a WWE fight. I'm not quite sure yet. Donald Trump requesting a drug test of Joe Biden, saying that he's all drugged up to be able to just function on the campaign trail, and Joe Biden denied that one, or denied the request for a drug test. So, yeah, we have a lot to get to. We'll talk about the platforms, what's going to happen at the debate tonight, plus some other issues floating around out there right now as well, which is why I figured we could bring on, before we do that as well, we do this every day, and especially now, I mean, he's getting ready for the debate. He's behind the green screen talking about what to do at the debate. Can he hang in there? Can he keep his dementia at bay in order to talk properly at the debate tonight? Joe Biden, how you feeling tonight? You doing good? Ready to go?
I want to be clear. I'm not going nuts.
Not going nuts. All right. Just making sure. Making sure. Welcome back into the show. It is great to have you today on a Tuesday, the post-Monday celebration, the greatest day of the entire week. And let's get right to our guest here, as we have her for a limited amount of time. But it's been a while since we've chatted with her. She is a GOP political analyst. She's also author of the new book, Dear Donald, 4 More Years, talking about President Donald Trump and what he's done in the past couple of years. It's Sandra Mae Lee hanging out with us here on the phone. Sandra, how are you, my friend?
Oh, I'm so good. How are you? It's nice to be with you again. I was telling you before we got on, I'm looking at my notes, and the last time we spoke, you and I spoke for almost an hour. We just, we couldn't stop. There were so many interesting things going on with Trump, and it doesn't stop.
No.
Have you ever in your life known a political figure like this?
No, I've never known someone that is so discussable or controversial. Now, Barack Obama had the swag. He had the celebrity status to where people loved to ogle him, per se, because he did speak well, he dressed well, he looked nice. But Donald Trump, he creates conversation in a different light, so to speak.
Well, not only does he have this amazing personality, which is you either love him or you hate him. I watch every single rally. He's probably done 700 of them. I don't know. Mm-hmm. But I never miss a one. I go to C-SPAN. I go to Newsmax. I go wherever I have to go. I go on my phone. I find it somewhere. And I watch the rally because they are so refreshing and so delightfully positive. And the people there by the thousands don't just like him. They adore him. And it isn't just blind adoration. The man has earned this adoration. I mean, my lists have lists. What do you want from this man? China trade deals, Mexico and Canada trade deals. I mean, we're talking enormously positive deals.
Yeah.
The border wall. Who could pull that up but Donald Trump? The economy before this virus. Now, this coronavirus, wow, was that a leftover or what?
Well, it's sad that we're still going through it.
I don't know. Do you think it'll destroy him?
No, I don't think it'll destroy him at all. It's sad that we're going through it, and the media is trying to say that he hasn't handled it appropriately, but yet they don't listen to him when he says that he shut down the moving back and forth with China all the way back in even before the beginning of the year and back in February before the real outbreak actually began. He was right there with all the PPEs when we actually needed them. I mean, he opened up hospitals. He gave resources to everybody that needed them. The only thing they didn't like about him was that he allowed states to handle their own issues on a state-by-state basis as opposed to doing it across the blanket or across the nation as just a blanket regulation. But if he would have, then of course he was being the tyrant that would have just told everybody what to do, and they would have attacked him for that.
I mean, he couldn't win. No matter which way he did it, they would have villainized him.
Exactly.
And the fact that he let each state do their own thing taught us a lot about what's going on in those states and who's governing those states and who did a good job and who didn't. And I'll tell you, the Republicans did a beautiful job. The Republican-run states did very, very well. And the Democrat-run states, they started to be seen for who they were. And another thing, we started to see China for who China was. And I think Trump opened our eyes to that, whereas Biden was on the take. He was on the take. His son was taking all kinds of money from China, from Ukraine, from Russia, and they're getting rich. His brothers are getting rich. His family's getting rich. So, of course, China they were just wonderful. They were taking all of our jobs. They had these Confucius Institutes in our university. They were drip by drip, inch by inch, eating us alive. And all of that has become very obvious, painfully so, with what's happening, the way Trump has opened our eyes to what's happening in China. It's kind of shocking. It's terrifying, in fact. I mean, it's terrifying. This virus was absolutely germ warfare. And it wasn't just against us. It was the whole world. So we now see China for what China really is. And now Trump is nominated for 3, not 2, but 3 Nobel Prizes.
Yeah.
great. That's just unbelievable.
Well, it is
And
shocking that they actually allowed it. I mean, Barack Obama got it right off the bat, and he didn't do anything for a peace prize in any way, shape, or form. It took Trump 4 years of actually working and doing some groundbreaking work for them to actually even consider him. So the fact that they nominated him for 3 of them is very good, and hopefully he'll receive it because it's more than worth it for him with what he's done. But it took him a while to actually work towards getting that one when they just kind of handed Barack Obama one the exact time that he got into office.
well, Barack Obama was the black knight in shining armor, and he was a stunning creature, and he was a hero to people of color. I totally get it. I totally understand it. And of course, when I was rooting for Donald Trump, I thought, oh, do you have to be so blonde? Do you have to be so white? I mean, it was, in a way, it was working against him, But I loved everything that he stood for, and I love everything that he's done. And my books are spiritual in nature. And Donald Trump is not exactly the knight in shining armor. He's not exactly the Holy Grail, but he is a man who has awakened. And I truly believe that over the years of his life, I've seen him grow, not only intellectually and politically and financially, but spiritually, especially in the last 3 years. I think this man has, he's had an awakening, and so have I. I've grown up from the time I was a young hippie chick going to bead festivals and loving the Beatles and, just thinking love, let's make love, not war. I had all sex confused with love, as we all did when we were young like that, young hippie kids. We didn't know what we were doing. And I think in this day and age, we're waking up. We're waking up. And now we have this Supreme Court nominee, and dear Lord, the woman is an angel. They might as well put a halo over her head. She's everything I wasn't. She's educated. Well, I was very highly educated. But, I believed in all the things we believed in the 60s and 70s, and we were blind. We were spiritually dead. We were spiritually dead, but we didn't know it. We thought because we were anti-war, we were saints. Sure. We had all kinds of war. What about the war on the fetus? We murdered all these children because we didn't know any better. I mean, I went to priests who didn't know any better at that time. Our knowledge of science at that point was limited. But we know now what we did not know then. And so for us to not be questioning Roe versus Wade would be insane. We know things we did not know then.
No, that's very true, and I'm glad you brought it up because, I mean, right now that is the big attack. That's why the left is losing their minds over a Supreme Court nomination. I mean, are we close to an election? Yes. Is it historically accurate for us to nominate somebody if we had the same party in the presidency and the Senate? Yes. So there's nothing new here, but why are they throwing such a fit about it? It's because that Ruth Bader Ginsburg was an entirely left-wing progressive that loved being on the stage there on the Supreme Court making progressive decisions, and now we have someone that's going to completely reverse 80 years, 50 years, 40 years of her work and reverse 100 years of Democrat policies work on the Supreme Court. And one of the big things that's going to be changed is Roe v. Wade, in my opinion, and I think it should be, and Trump's going to be the one leading that charge.
Now, I'm not making Ruth Bader Ginsburg wrong. I think women of her era, and I was one of them, we were the first women to be so highly educated and so involved in our careers, and we did the best we could with what we knew, and she was very courageous and an incredible figure, and I admired her greatly. I am not making her wrong. Mm-hmm. I'm not making Barack Obama wrong. This is a different time. We're moving into a different era. We know things we didn't know before, and we need different leadership. And I'll tell you one thing I didn't know before that I'm learning from Amy Coney. I had to write her name several times today. C-O-N-E-Y. It's not Comey. Amy, it's not C-O-M as in Mary. It's C-O-N as in ice cream cone.
Right.
Amy Coney Barrett. And what I'm learning from this amazing creature this amazing young woman. She can be a professional. She can graduate from Notre Dame Law School. She can have a successful marriage. She can mother 7 children. She can give birth to a challenged and mentally challenged child. She can adopt 2 Black Haitian children. She's not pandering to anybody. This woman is a saint, and I am inspired by her. I admire her. She has a wonderful marriage. She has a wonderful career, and she's showing us all that we don't have to abort our children in order to have a profession.
No, that's very true.
And
Let's take a break here real quick. We got to take
love and sex.
No, amen to that. We got to take a hard break here real quick. Let's stick over one with another segment. We're talking with Sandra Mae Lee, author of the book Dear Donald, 4 More Years. And as we talk about the Supreme Court nomination, let's talk about some of the attacks that are coming from the left and why they're attacking her in that sense. We'll do that when we come back. All coming up on a Tuesday here on The Voice of Reason. Stay tuned.
The Voice of Reason with Andy Hooser.
Hey, it's Andy Hooser with The Voice of Reason. Fighting for conservative principles seems more difficult all the time. The progressive left seems to find new and creative ways to limit freedom, abuse power, and trample the Constitution each and every day. That's why we need the knowledge, resources, and common sense to push back, and we can help with that. Visit our website at HooserReason.com. There's some really great stuff for you. You can read the latest blog discussing topical issues and current events. Let us know your thoughts by filling out our monthly survey. Keep track of what I might be doing or where I may be speaking. Listen to the podcast of your favorite guest or show, and check out our latest Voice of Reason product infomercials. Plus, you can find upcoming show schedules and guest lineups to plan your radio listening appropriately. And finally, make sure to become a Hoosier-holic by subscribing to the free newsletter. Stay up to date on the latest news of the show, fun facts of the month, and learn new ways to defend and preserve this great republic. It's all there at HooserReason.com. Again, HooserReason.com. Go check it out. Why? Because it's kind of the reasonable thing to do. Hey, it's Andy Hooser. Want to reach out to the show? A big part of the program is you, and we want to hear from you. Let us know your thoughts of the show, maybe a guest we've had on the program, or my favorite, when you disagree with something that I talk about. You can email me at HooserMediaNetwork@gmail.com or send us a message through our website at HooserReason.com. The show's not about me, it's about you. So be heard and be your own voice of reason. Again, email me at HooserMediaNetwork@gmail.com or find our contact information at HooserReason.com. Miss part of the show? Don't worry about it. There's plenty of ways to catch the program, and here's how you can do it. First, make sure to tune in every day right here on your favorite radio station. We're here for you. Second, subscribe to the podcast on any of your favorite sites. YouTube and iTunes, Spotify and Google Play, TuneIn, Podbean, and more. Have the show automatically downloaded to your favorite device. Last, visit our website at HooserReason.com. You can listen to the podcast, catch our special features, and more. It's the Voice of Reason on radio, TV, and online, helping you defend and preserve this great republic. Hey, it's Andy Hooser with The Voice of Reason. The show's growing all the time, and as we talk about the big issues of the day, one of the big parts of the program is you. And I want you to join us on the program. Whether you agree, disagree, or just want to relieve some of that political frustration, we're here for you. No matter where you may be watching, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, go ahead and leave a comment on the live stream. Chat with other listeners and let me know your thoughts on the topic. Also chat with us on the Podbean chat room. Just go to our live stream of the show at podbean.com and chat with other listeners. You can also call into the program. Just download the Podbean app onto your smartphone, join the live stream, and call in through the app. This is your show, and we want to hear your thoughts. So go ahead and join us here on The Voice of Reason and the Hooser Media Network. Hey, miss a show? Don't worry about it. You have plenty of opportunities to watch, listen, learn, and be entertained with The Voice of Reason anytime you want. And here's how you can do it. First, become a Hoosier-holic by going to HooserReason.com and signing up for the show newsletter to get the latest on the show, upcoming guests, topical discussions, and more. Next, subscribe to the podcast and have the show automatically downloaded to any platform you like to use. You can subscribe through any of your favorite platforms with iTunes and Spotify, Google Play and TuneIn, or you can also go and subscribe directly to our Podbean website. Last, subscribe to the YouTube channel. Just go to youtube.com, search Hooser Reason, and subscribe to watch all of our shows, videos, and get notified whenever we're live. All the links and info are at HooserReason.com. For a schedule of upcoming guests on the program, daily show topics, or to reach out to the Hooser Media Network, visit us on the website at HooserReason.com. Or for general inquiries, to be a guest on the program, or to have Andy a guest on your program, email us at HooserMediaNetwork@gmail.com. Keep fighting for freedom with us every day right here on the Voice of Reason and the Hooser Media Network. Now, back to the show.
You're listening to the Voice of Reason with Andy Hooser.
Welcome back into the Voice of Reason. Thanks for hanging out today on a Tuesday, the post-Monday celebration. Rolling right along wherever you may be listening. Radio, TV, live streaming online at Facebook Live, YouTube Live, Twitter, Twitch, LinkedIn, all at Hooser Reason. Make sure to find us on there, at Hooser Reason. There's no I in Hoosier, by the way. Or online at HooserReason.com. We do have our newsletter coming out for the beginning of the month in a few days. We may do it on Monday. Give you time over the weekend if you haven't had a chance to subscribe to the newsletter. It's free. Just go to the website, HooserReason.com. It'll pop up and say, do you want to become a Hoosier-holic? And you say, heck yeah, I want to become a Hoosier-holic. You sign up. Very easy. Type in your email address. We don't spam you all the time. Just a monthly newsletter plus some other goodies, maybe once or twice throughout the month, and we'll do that. So make sure to go online to HooserReason.com. Again, HooserReason.com. On the line with us as we continue to chat about the latest in current events, Sandra Mae Lee. She is a political analyst for the Republican Party. Also, Dear Donald, 4 More Years is her latest book. And as we talk about the Supreme Court Justice with Amy Coney Barrett, let's talk about the attacks that the left have on her, which I think are absolutely despicable. I was curious how they would attack her, because when they nominated Kavanaugh and the other ones that Trump had done, I mean, they were racist, they were terrible, they had parties when they were in college, and they were rapists, and they were the most horrible people on the face of the earth. How could you, my question was, how could you possibly attack someone who is a Catholic, who has 7 children, she's a working mom, she's really like the icon of feminism, of what feminism really is. I can handle a full-time job, I can raise a bunch of kids, I can live in the, do the soccer mom kind of thing, all while holding down a job and kind of, doing my own thing. That's, at least to me, what feminism actually is. So how would they attack her? And they've come at her for weaponizing her white womanhood is one. The other one was how she had adopted a couple kids from Africa and how she is part of the colonialization of the world because she adopted kids from other countries and black kids from other countries. So she is colonializing them. I never thought I would see the day when those would be attacks that they would have because they're that desperate.
Well, those children, those black children, were from Haiti. And there were some people writing about the fact that there were suspicions of political people pandering to these black groups, making them feel they loved them and cared about them when they really didn't.
Yeah. And
fake adoptions and things like that. I don't know what that had to do with this young woman, who obviously is the real deal. She's a saint.
Yeah, she actually went through the process.
Yeah, I mean, she's a lovely, lovely woman. She went to Notre Dame, Catholic school, and she was highly, highly respected there. And her religion is very important to her, and I mean important. But she understands the separation of church and state, and she will judge accordingly. So I'm not worried about that, which at the same time, I've got both things going on. I admire her religious point of view, and I admire her ethics, but I don't think she's going to impose them in any improper way in the courts. And anything that happens in the courts will happen fairly. And, the country is changing. It's not just her. The whole country is changing. Women are changing. They don't believe what they used to believe. We're starting to realize we need to strengthen our families. Blacks are changing. They're realizing, my God, look what you've done to the black family. Yeah. Look how many black babies you've aborted. Look how many fathers are out of the home. Our families are falling apart. And then this whole leftist movement, which is very Marxist in nature, Black Lives Matter, they want to destroy the family unit.
Yeah.
They want to destroy religion.
Things are changing, and they're changing in a very good way. We got to take a bottom of the hour break. Can you stick over one more segment again with us?
I sure can, absolutely.
I love it. I love it. When we come back, I want to wrap this one up and go into the debate tonight on what we could see, plus, of course, the tax returns and everything else that's coming out against Trump. We'll talk about all that because I think it's important. You're right. We're seeing changes in the nation, and they're changes in a very good way, and people should be happy about it.
The Voice of Reason with Andy Hooser.
Hey, it's Andy Hooser. While you listen to the delightful broadcast of The Voice of Reason, don't forget to check us out and follow us on all of our social media sites. Whether you're using Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Minds.com, or Instagram, we're there for you. Find us at Hooser Reason on any of your social media platforms. You'll see special commentary, links to the articles and news that we use on the show, and videos of the broadcast. Plus, you can directly send us a message on social media during the show to let me know your thoughts. Many already do, and it's a great chat room for all of our great listeners. And you can always sign up for the Patreon site to get exclusive content, maybe hear show products before we air them on the radio, and a lot more. And when you support us on Patreon, you also help the show be able to fight for conservative values each and every day. So it's a win-win. Just find us at Hooser Reason on all of your social media platforms, or you can find a link to all of our social media sites on our website at HooserReason.com. We know you're on social media already, so bring some reason into your day. Why? Because it's kind of the reasonable thing to do.
The Hooser Media Network is way more than just the voice of reason. It's your source to find numerous different online talk shows, podcasts, TV, and radio programs, all in one simple online location for you. From political talk to health talk to whatever you may be interested in, we're here for you. And I tell you, it's growing every day. Catch Tracy Maxfield with her podcast, Engage, Educate, and Empower, discussing mental health issues in children and teenagers. From bullying, teenage suicide, addiction, ADHD, and so much more, learn from Tracy and her guests about symptoms, signs, and ways to talk to your children, plus so much more. Having battled depression, being the author of the internationally acclaimed book, Escaping the Rabbit Hole, and being a retired nurse, Tracy is kind of the go-to on the subject. Make sure to find her on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube, along with her website at tracymaxfield.com. Also, make sure to tune into the weekly podcast Jump, Pivot, and Roll with Shannon Stiles and Rachel Murphy. Taking that next big leap of faith is hard. Trying to write a book, maybe struggling with a relationship, looking to take that next big career step. What's stopping you? There's a lot of big questions there, and they're questions that Rachel and Shannon want to help with you each and every week. It's Jump, Pivot, and Roll on any of your favorite podcasting sites and on Facebook and YouTube. All of these shows and a heck of a lot more can be found on the Hooser Media Network Facebook and YouTube channels. Make sure to follow and subscribe to check them out today. Follow all the shows, and if you have any inquiries, check us out at HooserMediaNetwork@gmail.com. Hey, miss a show? Don't worry about it. You have plenty of opportunities to watch, listen, learn, and be entertained with the Voice of Reason anytime you want. And here's how you can do it. First, become a Hooserholic by going to HooserReason.com and signing up for the show newsletter to get the latest on the show, upcoming guests, topical discussions, and more. Next, subscribe to the podcast and have the show automatically downloaded to any platform you like to use. You can subscribe through any of your favorite platforms with iTunes and Spotify, Google Play and TuneIn, or you can also go and subscribe directly to our Podbean website. Last, subscribe to the YouTube channel. Just go to youtube.com, search Hooser Reason, and subscribe to watch all of our shows, videos, and get notified whenever we're live. All the links and info are at HooserReason.com. Oh, hi. You know, conservative messages now are more important than ever before. Election season, state legislative issues, and a rise in the radical left socialist progressive agenda. What we really need now more than ever before is knowledge and wisdom. That's where we come in. Hi, I'm Andy Hooser with the Voice of Reason, and I'm your voice for reasonable talk, conservative commentary, great guests and entertainment on radio, TV, and the internet. It's time to bring some common sense back into the discussion. National issues, state legislative issues, no matter where you may be, upcoming elections, and a heck of a lot more, we can bring traditional values, constitutional principles, and local activism back. And here's what you can do. First, follow us on all the social media platforms at Hooser Reason. You can watch the live stream of the show, leave comments, and even call into the program. Second, make sure to subscribe to the podcast on all of your audio devices, from iTunes and Spotify to Google Play and TuneIn. Make sure to subscribe to have every episode automatically downloaded so you don't miss a single episode. Third, make sure to visit our website at HooserReason.com. You can catch our monthly blog talking about deeper discussions, see who's coming on the program, plus you can sign up for our free monthly newsletter to catch the latest on the show, monthly topics, upcoming interviews, and more. It's time to be that local activist again. That's what the Voice of Reason's all about. Why? Because that's kind of the reasonable thing to do. And it's time for you to speak up, speak out, speak loud, speak proud, speak the truth, and always speak some reason.
Hey, it's Andy Hooser with the Voice of Reason. The show's growing all the time, and as we talk about the big issues of the day, one of the big parts of the program is you. And I want you to join us on the program. Whether you agree, disagree, or just want to relieve some of that political frustration, we're here for you. No matter where you may be watching, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, go ahead and leave a comment on the live stream. Chat with other listeners and let me know your thoughts on the topic. Also chat with us on the Podbean chat room. Just go to our live stream of the show at podbean.com and chat with other listeners. You can also call into the program. Just download the Podbean app onto your smartphone, join the live stream, and call in through the app. This is your show, and we want to hear your thoughts. So go ahead and join us here on the Voice of Reason and the Hooser Media Network.
When Reason Meets Radio. You're listening to the Voice of Reason with Andy Hooser.
Welcome back into the show. Thanks for hanging out today on a Tuesday, the post-Monday celebration. Thanks for joining us. Radio, TV, live streaming, trying to cram that 10 pounds of reason into that 5-pound bag, trying to rebrand the millennial generation, one radio listener at a time. Wherever you may be all over the nation, we are seeing downloads of the podcast in almost all 50 states. We have numerous radio stations, TV outlets. We're just growing like a weed all over the place, so thanks for hanging out with us no matter where you may be. By the way, tomorrow on the show to do a post-debate recap, excited to have on the program Mr. Corey Lewandowski, as he is with the Trump campaign, also author of the new book, Trump, America First. So we'll be joined by him tomorrow. Make sure to check that one out. But right now, we have on the line with us again for this hour, Sandra Mae Lee. She's a GOP political analyst, also author of the new book, Dear Donald, 4 More Years. And Sandra, let's talk about some of the debate tonight. There was a story that, of course, the big news has been Donald Trump and the fact that he only paid $750 in federal income tax returns. Oh, my. So, of course, Joe Biden had to come out before the debate and release his taxes and say that he had paid, nearly $300,000 in just last year, which was a 31% tax rate. Now, he doesn't own any businesses. Donald Trump does own businesses, and the fact that he paid $700. Now, he is still worth $2.5 billion as a total with all of his assets, all of his business. So things apparently should be going relatively well. But yet, they throw a fit and they say, well, looky here, we paid a lot more in taxes, so therefore Donald Trump's an evil, terrible person because he didn't pay anything.
Well, you know, anybody who's been in business or knows anything about business knows that you're constantly moving these numbers around. Do you have any idea how many taxes? And I don't mean to demean you because I know you do have an idea, Andy. But what I'm saying is, do you have any idea, just all of us, how many IRS attorneys are on top of this? You're not fooling the IRS. The IRS is unbelievably powerful. And he's had to stand up to them year after year after year. And he does business in a legal manner, and he hasn't done anything wrong. He's an extremely charitable man. Oh, you know, Biden gave less money to charity than I did. I think I gave 10 times the amount that he did, and he has 10 times the money that I do. So you know what? Trump is a good man, and he's doing things legally. And he said from the beginning, change this tax code.
Yeah.
It's crazy. He's willing to change the tax code. Let it and make it moderate and make it reasonable, and you don't have endless bickering about the taxes. He hasn't done one thing wrong. They're watching him like a hawk. I'll tell you what he's done right. I have a list of 100 things. I can't wait to watch that debate tonight. I'm a little nervous about it, but I can't wait to watch it. This, Donald, my dear, is your moment. There are no mistakes in God's universe. He's going to give you this massive opportunity to stand up to evil and to create a level of global healing that may shock the world. I'm counting on Donald. I'm counting on him tonight. I want him to have 4 more years. That's God's will, to give him those 4 more years to reinvent the world. He has already done it, and he's going to continue to do it. And I'm rooting for him. I'm going to get through that debate. It's going to be painful because I don't know what to expect. I don't know what to expect, but I'll tell you, half the world is going to be watching.
Yeah. Now, why do you think it could be painful for this one? I know that Donald Trump had said that he hasn't done or wasn't going to do any debate prep. I know that he actually brought some more statistics and numbers and facts to the last couple of rallies that he's been in. So I think he's done some research by default to get prepared for the debate. But what could potentially go wrong with this one? Joe Biden, obviously a seasoned politician, so a seasoned debater to some degree. But at the same time, he couldn't handle it even against his own party earlier this year when it came to the Democrat primaries. So what could you expect today, potentially in a bad way? What could potentially go bad for Donald Trump?
You know, I just don't know what to expect of Joe Biden. I'm almost horrified that he might fall apart. That would actually sadden me. As much as I disagree with a lot of the things that he's done, I don't want to see the man being made a spectacle, and I fear that. I really do. I mean, he's asked for 2 breaks, which they're not allowing him. He isn't really strong enough to handle this. And if they're giving him injections or drugs to keep him afoot during this long debate, I don't think I could handle it for that long. If they're giving him drugs, that kind of scares me too. And Donald Trump, you know, when he's in an audience with thousands of people who adore him, he's wonderful. But, you know, he's also good when he's in front of a press corps, and they're horrible to him. But he handles that very well as well. He's getting better and better at it. Kayleigh McEnany, oh, my God, bless her. She has that down to a science.
Yeah.
He handles it beautifully. So I don't know quite what to expect. I can't tell you I'm not nervous about it. I am. I can't say I'm looking forward to it. I almost can't wait till it's over with because I so want this man to win, and I don't want anything to go wrong. So I'm praying for him. And you know, my book is very prayerful, which it was not meant to think so, reading my 2 books. I constantly pray through those books for everybody.
Sure.
The bad, the good, the evil, the saints, Donald, his opposers, because I think we need prayer. I think our world is at a crossroads, and we must move in the right direction. We must.
I think so as well. And you're absolutely right. And I think that if people are religious, if they're not, that's completely fine. If they are religious, then I think a lot of people have seen it as the fact that we are working to save our country in many different levels and many different aspects when it comes to, like you mentioned earlier, with people waking up to different facts, people of minority descent that usually don't vote conservative or Republican, moving towards Donald Trump and moving to the Republicans with the opportunities that they've tried to present. I think the Republican National Convention did a phenomenal job presenting that fact just a few weeks ago. So here's my big question. When it comes to the debate tonight, it's going to be probably one of the most watched debates that we've seen of all time. The last biggest one was, of course, in 2016 with Donald Trump and Hillary Clinton. And the big news was that when Donald Trump said, you know, you'd be in jail if I were in office, and all the big one-shots and the big liners. Is this going to sway anybody's opinion this year? Because it seems like we're already almost partisan in the sense of either you really, really, really hate Donald Trump, so you're going to vote for Joe Biden no matter what, or you really, really, really love Donald Trump, and no matter what, you're going to find a way to defend him and think that he's going to win the debate. So is there anybody still in the middle of the aisle to where they're going to be swayed one way or another depending on the production of the candidates tonight, or is it just going to be more for entertainment value?
I think the conservative American woman is a group that he needs to appeal to. They love everything he's done. His style is so difficult for them to handle.
Yeah.
My book addresses that. I reach out to that conservative American educated woman. I am that woman. And I keep reassuring her, listen to what he's done. Forgive him for his style. Pray for this man. Pray for him. His style is what got him where he is. He couldn't have gotten there without being a little bit abrasive, a little bit crusty, and a little bit brash, sometimes a lot brash. He did the impossible by becoming president. And he has a list of 100 accomplishments that are impossible achievements. So look at that and listen to that and give him grace. I'm asking the American, suburban, conservative woman to give this man grace. And I don't want her to keep him from winning this election. And I don't think she will. I think she's going to definitely vote for him. But this debate could be the very thing that pushes her right to the and allows her to vote confidently for Donald Trump.
Yeah. Well, there's been a lot of women that have been very active recently. We've talked to a lot of different guests regarding that, of just engaged women wanting to go out and vote, Second Amendment issues that have driven women to the polls, and just women that are running for office, the most amount of women that we've ever seen run for office on both sides of the aisle, really, but especially conservative women. And one of our guests just a few days ago had mentioned the comment of, when something is a priority to us, we make sure that we actually do it and that we get it done right, because if it's going to be a priority, then we make time to do it, and we're going to focus our attention to get her done. Is that what we're seeing? And do you think, in about a minute or so as we wrap this up, do you think that Donald Trump spurred that energy for many women on the conservative aisle to say, you know what, this is important, it's a priority, we need to get this done, and we're going to start changing things?
Oh, I definitely think that he has. And I'm also begging all voters to please take your ballot to the ballot box yourself. Don't put it in the mail. Go to the polls. Vote in person if you possibly can. I have cousins who are filling out their ballots at home, and they're going to deliver them to the polls.
I love it.
Don't put your ballot in the mail. Don't take that chance.
No, you don't want to take that chance at all. I mean, now that we're already seeing the ballot harvesters just throwing things in the lake or in the trash, I mean, we're seeing videos of this already. That's a big concern. And by the way, they all seem to be happening in Democrat districts. Go figure, right? It's Sandra Mae Lee, GOP political analyst. Also, her latest book, Dear Donald, 4 more years. We need to make sure to go out and check that out to also enjoy the debate tonight. Sandra, I really appreciate the time. We love having you on the show, and you're right, it always turns into a longer discussion than usual.
Always a pleasure. Thank you for having me. I'm working on my 3rd book, which is Dear Donald, A Rainbow in a Winter Sky.
Ooh, I like it. I like it. Sandra, we love it. It's always good. We'll get you back on as soon as that one comes out again as well, if not beforehand, because there's always a lot to talk about. We'll do that again here real soon, Sandra. We appreciate the time. Got to take a break. One more segment left here on the show as we wrap up. Get set for that presidential debate tonight. What do you think, and how much fun are you going to have with this debate? We'll do that when we come back. Stay here.
The Voice of Reason with Andy Hooser.
Hey, it's Andy Hooser. While you listen to the delightful broadcast of The Voice of Reason, don't forget to check us out and follow us on all of our social media sites. Whether you're using Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Minds.com, or Instagram, we're there for you. Find us at Hooser Reason on any of your social media platforms. You'll see special commentary, links to the articles and news that we use on the show, and videos of the broadcast. Plus, you can directly send us a message on social media during the show to let me know your thoughts. Many already do, and it's a great chat room for all of our great listeners. And you can always sign up for the Patreon site to get exclusive content, maybe hear show products before we air them on the radio, and a lot more. And when you support us on Patreon, you also help the show be able to fight for conservative values each and every day. So it's a win-win. Just find us at Hooser Reason on all of your social media platforms, or you can find a link to all of our social media sites on our website at HooserReason.com. We know you're on social media already, so bring some reason into your day. Why? Because it's kind of the reasonable thing to do. Miss part of the show? Don't worry about it. There's plenty of ways to catch the program, and here's how you can do it. First, make sure to tune in every day right here on your favorite radio station. We're here for you. Second, subscribe to the podcast on any of your favorite sites. YouTube and iTunes, Spotify and Google Play, TuneIn, Podbean, and more. Have the show automatically downloaded to your favorite device. Last, visit our website at HooserReason.com. You can listen to the podcast, catch our special features, and more. It's the voice of reason on radio, TV, and online, helping you defend and preserve this great republic. Hey, it's Andy Hooser. Want to reach out to the show? A big part of the program is you, and we want to hear from you. Let us know your thoughts of the show, maybe a guest we've had on the program, or my favorite, when you disagree with something that I talk about. You can email me at HooserMediaNetwork@gmail.com or send us a message through our website at HooserReason.com. The show's not about me, it's about you. So be heard and be your own voice of reason. Again, email me at HooserMediaNetwork@gmail.com or find our contact information at HooserReason.com.
Oh, hi. You know, conservative messages now are more important than ever before. Election season, state legislative issues, and a rise in the radical left socialist progressive agenda. What we really need now more than ever before is knowledge and wisdom. That's where we come in. Hi, I'm Andy Hooser with the Voice of Reason. And I'm your voice for reasonable talk, conservative commentary, great guests and entertainment on radio, TV, and the internet. It's time to bring some common sense back into the discussion. National issues, state legislative issues, no matter where you may be, upcoming elections, and a heck of a lot more, we can bring traditional values, constitutional principles, and local activism back. And here's what you can do. First, follow us on all the social media platforms at Hooser Reason. You can watch the live stream of the show, leave comments, and even call into the program. Second, make sure to subscribe to the podcast on all of your audio devices, from iTunes and Spotify to Google Play and TuneIn. Make sure to subscribe to have every episode automatically downloaded so you don't miss a single episode. Third, make sure to visit our website at HooserReason.com. You can catch our monthly blog talking about deeper discussions, see who's coming on the program, plus you can sign up for our free monthly newsletter to catch the latest on the show, monthly topics, upcoming interviews, and more. It's time to be that local activist again. That's what the Voice of Reason's all about. Why? Because that's kind of the reasonable thing to do. And it's time for you to speak up, speak out, speak loud, speak proud, speak the truth, and always speak some reason. Hey, miss a show? Don't worry about it. You have plenty of opportunities to watch, listen, learn, and be entertained with the Voice of Reason anytime you want. And here's how you can do it. First, become a Hooserholic by going to HooserReason.com and signing up for the show newsletter to get the latest on the show, upcoming guests, topical discussions, and more. Next, subscribe to the podcast and have the show automatically downloaded to any platform you like to use. You can subscribe through any of your favorite platforms with iTunes and Spotify, Google Play and TuneIn, or you can also go and subscribe directly to our Podbean website. Last, subscribe to the YouTube channel. Just go to youtube.com, search Hooser Reason, and subscribe to watch all of our shows, videos, and get notified whenever we're live. All the links and info are at HooserReason.com.
Hey, I hope you're enjoying the program today. Be sure to subscribe to the podcast on any of your favorite podcasting sites and have the show automatically downloaded to your phone or computer every single day. Just find us on any podcasting site or go to HooserReason.podbean.com. And be sure to check out our Patreon site, become the ultimate Hooserholic, and help us fight for conservative values every day. Why? Because it's kind of the reasonable thing to do. Now back to the national broadcast of the Voice of Reason.
You're listening to the Voice of Reason with Andy Hooser.
Welcome into the show. Great to have you today on a Tuesday. Thanks for hanging out with us. Radio, TV, live streaming, podcasting, no matter where you may be watching, listening, doesn't matter. Thanks for checking us out here on the Voice of Reason. I still love it. I still get a kick out of this. Either the left doesn't know or they just don't care. They just don't care. So you have the media going after Donald Trump for his taxes, paying $750 for personal income. Now, again, that's how much he claimed as an income. If your business isn't doing well, you don't bring in income. Not sure if you're aware of that or not. Not sure if you're aware of that or not. If you're not a business owner, maybe you don't know that. If you are a business owner, then obviously you would know. Progressives, like Antifa members living in their basements, they probably don't know that fact, that if you run a small business or run a large business, and if your business does not do well, then you do not claim any income because you don't have any money to pay yourself. But Andy, he lives so lavishly. Yeah, he's worth $2.5 billion, so he can live pretty much how he wants to. But the businesses, if they take hits, you can write them off. If you don't like that, don't attack Donald Trump. Attack the system, and let's reform the tax system. But the media going after that, then trying to release this story about Joe Biden with his tax returns. Joe Biden paid $299,000 or a 31% tax rate in 2019 after reporting $944,000 in taxable income. Now, they say that that's down because in 2017, the couple reported more than $11 million in income in 1 year, $11 million. And in 2018, they reported $4.5 million. Now, they say it was due to largely book deals. So, let me get this straight. You made $944,000. Before that, you made $11 million. After that, you made $4.5 million, then dropped down to just under $1 million. You did a one-time thing. You did a book deal. Or 2 book deals, whatever. You did book deals. A one-time hit, boom, you made the money, you paid the 31% tax rate, and off you go. That's not like an ongoing income because you need to do another book deal to write more books to make more revenue sort of thing. That's like a one-time hit. That's like recording an artist and being like, oh, I made a song. Now I'm going to get the money from that, and I'm going to live lavishly off that for the rest of my life. It doesn't work that way at all, in fact, because it only hits and peaks for so long, and then it dips back down, and you need to continuously work at that. Donald Trump has businesses that run continuously, year after year after year after year. That's worth $2.5 billion, by the way, with a B. $billion. So what do is that they come out with a story about how Donald Trump, he rose to fame to create his $427 million lifeline because his businesses were tanking. He was losing money. He had $89 million in net losses in 2004 when he filed his taxes. He was dying and closing doors. Now, again, if you're worth $2.5 billion and you wrote down a $90 million loss, that's not too bad of a deal. But according to the media, they don't want to report what the net worth or value of those businesses are, just the fact that it was a $90 million net loss to his core businesses for the prior year. So what did he do? He created an apprentice, or the show. He was the self-saved Mongol. He was the self-made one that actually it was all a hoax with his whole creating this idea that he was a sensation, that he was the one that everybody loved, that he was famous. His Trump-scaled famous, it was all monetized fame just to be able to create wealth when he went into media. And it was all a hoax. He bragged about being a billionaire and overcoming financial hardships. I used my brain, he said. I used to negotiate skills and I worked it all out. Now my company is bigger than it ever was and stronger than it ever was. It was huge. It was bigly. It was the greatest you'll ever see in your entire life. And according to the media, it was all a hoax because he had to create himself as some type of self-made fake ego in media in order to become successful. So let me get this straight. He's a business owner. He wants to diversify himself than just doing just real estate or just contracts or just type of certain types of deals. He diversifies, becomes a Hollywood star as well to create more money, and they criticize him for that because he shouldn't have done that, and it's all a hoax. As far as I'm aware, he created $420-some-odd million in additional wealth outside of his businesses just by being some type of Hollywood star. And now they criticize him for it because it was all a hoax. The way I see it, he brought in more money. But yet Joe Biden, that one-time hit, and boom, you paid that 31% tax increase, or that income tax. Donald Trump's terrible for not paying that much. They obviously have no clue about finances or business or anything in any way, shape, or form. Or it's just they're pandering to stupid people that vote on the left side of the aisle. I'm sorry. That's just the truth of it. What are you going to see tonight at the presidential debate? We'll talk about that tomorrow when we have Corey Lewandowski on the show. We'll recap the debate. Until then, I don't know if you've seen any drinking games out there. Have some fun with it. Enjoy. As you know, they're going to talk about coronavirus and taxes and other things, trying to attack Donald Trump the entire time. Until then, podcast going up in a little bit. Make sure to tune in tomorrow. Until then, be your own voice of reason. It's time for you to speak up, speak out, speak loud, speak proud, speak the truth, and always speak some reason. This is the Voice of Reason. Everybody have a wonderful Tuesday. Hey, it's Andy Hooser with the Voice of Reason. Fighting for conservative principles seems more difficult all the time. The progressive left seems to find new and creative ways to limit freedom, abuse power, and trample the Constitution each and every day. That's why we need the knowledge, resources, and common sense to push back, and we can help with that. Visit our website at HooserReason.com. There's some really great stuff for you. You can read the latest blog discussing topical issues and current events. Let us know your thoughts by filling out our monthly survey. Keep track of what I might be doing or where I may be speaking. Listen to the podcast of your favorite guest or show, and check out our latest Voice of Reason product infomercials. Plus, you can find upcoming show schedules and guest lineups to plan your radio listening appropriately. And finally, make sure to become a Hoosier-holic by subscribing to the free newsletter. Stay up to date on the latest news of the show, fun facts of the month, and learn new ways to defend and preserve this great republic. It's all there at HooserReason.com. Again, HooserReason.com. Go check it out. Why? Because it's kind of the reasonable thing to do.